Hello and welcome everybody. It's so nice to be here for our Tropical Biohackers Q&A call training. We are so fortunate and lucky to have Joanne Matteson here today. We've met at a few events and she has been in the company since 2009. They had one of their first meetings in their home in Colorado. So Joanne is been married for 35 years. She's married to Dave. He's an amazing man. She has 3 kids, 2 are married, and 1 grandbaby that I had the pleasure of hearing today on our short talk. She's a stay-at-home mom, and being married for many years, she owned a mortgage company and started doing something different after the crash in 2008. She tried network marketing in her 20s and failed miserably and swore off that she would never do this industry again. We're just excited to have her here, and she's going to share how she jumped back into the industry, a little bit about her story. Then afterward, we're going to have a Q&A. So welcome, Joanne. Thanks for being here with us today. I'm just so grateful.
Well, thanks for having me. It's so fun to see fresh faces and know that you guys are over where the sun is really shining, and we've got sunshine but snow here. So I think the lion's share of you look like you're in tropical, beautiful Hawaii. So, but I know you're not, Julie, and I just appreciate the opportunity to meet people all over our Lifevantage community, and to meet people that are excited about what we have our hands on. And so it's just fun to be able to share, but really mostly I'm only going to share for a couple of minutes, and then I want to attempt anyway to answer any questions that you might have, because just like Julie said, that Dave and I, we've been around since the very beginning. And that's exciting because we've gotten to walk the entire journey of Lifevantage's transition out of retail and into this distribution model, and all of the ups and downs that it's had over the last 13 years. But really, it's been mostly up. It's just like anything in life, right? You just have to figure it out. And when we first saw this 13 years ago, we were coming from a place, like Julie said, that we were not necessarily looking for network marketing. We had tried it in our 20s. We saw the model, and we knew it worked because we met people that were making a lot of money. But we tried very diligently. And when I say diligently, I don't know how long you would say is a good valiant try, but we stuck with that original company for 12 years, you guys. So we did not quit and didn't have the faint of heart. But after 12 years, we were making a little bit of money, but not the kind of money that we knew the industry had potential for. And so we got out of it. And, I was a stay-at-home mom at that time. Dave spent 25 years in big commercial, industrial heating and air conditioning projects. So in elementary school would be the smallest thing that he would do. So I was home with our kids until I got into the mortgage industry when they got older. All the while, throughout that journey, I loved it because I loved helping people with something that was really a stressful situation. And I just love walking them through that and giving them the confidence in that arena until 2008. And then it got to be so stressful. That economic climate had changed. Everything had changed after 2008. And we were really searching for the next thing for us to sink our teeth into. We wanted to have time freedom. We wanted to have financial freedom, if you will, or have the opportunity to make whatever we chose to work hard enough to make. We wanted the opportunity to live wherever we wanted to live, whenever we wanted to be there. So, talk about putting your wish list out there, right? We had that grand wish list. And then failing, sinking ship Lifevantage comes into our life, right? And so you got to understand, has anyone on here, raise your hand, has anyone on here been around since the very beginning? No. So this was the story. We've got a product that has 1 patent and 2 published studies by scientific institutions, and it's $20 million in debt. They're transitioning out. We're trying to save the ship from sinking. We don't know how you're going to get paid, and you can't even get product. But if we can save it, someone's going to get rich, and we're going to have a good time doing it. But we also have ABC primetime exposure. That was our message, you guys. And for some crazy reason, we saw the ABC, and something in our gut or our spirit compelled us to say, this is a big deal. This is something that we wanted to hop into. And it has been the most fun, the most rewarding journey that we've ever been on. So I got out of mortgages. Dave got out of heating and air conditioning. We burned our ships, and we went all in because we said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And we started just focusing and building our Lifevantage business with just Nerf 2 Pro Tandem, that they didn't even know that it was Nerf 2, that they didn't know it was that pathway. All we knew was it reduced oxidative stress. And we were excited about it because we had something like nobody else in the marketplace had. So I tell you all that to really encourage you in the confidence of what we've all got our hands on today. Because today, obviously, we have a broad catalog of products to appeal to people. We've got more science than we can even recount. We've got more patents than we can even read. And so we've got a corporate entity that is debt-free now, right? So our message is so much better, and yet still today, nobody knows about us. So we are the best kept secret still today. And here we are coming up on 13 years in, and truly, truly, with everything in me, Dave and I are more excited today about Lifevantage than we were 13 years ago. So I always like to challenge people and say, think about any job you've ever had. Were you more or less excited about it 13 years in? Right? Usually less, right? Because the rose-colored glasses have come off long before 13 years. So we failed miserably in our original endeavor with network marketing. We got out of it swearing we would never, ever do it again. And then Lifevantage came along. We met Tyler and Marcel, who are our enrollers. And you say, oh my gosh, you're so lucky to have Tyler and Marcel as your enroller. And we are. However, if you've got a whole lot of people that are working the business between you and the top, you're actually in a really great place because you've got access to a whole lot of personalities and support. And not that they don't support us, because they do, but a little more difficult to get our hands on Tyler and Marcel than perhaps a whole bunch of people. So no matter where you are in your lineage, in your organization, just know and believe that that is exactly where you're supposed to be. And that it's no accident that you're here today and that you've heard about this message. And so for us, our belief level just continued to climb. And so we've had the opportunity to speak at a variety of functions over the years, which has been fun. And that was not anything that I don't know about Dave, but I never aspired to be on the stage. I just wanted money. I just wanted financial security and choices, the opportunity to have choices in my life. I like a nice life, but being a gazillionaire wasn't what I set out to do myself. So for us to be able to create this leveraged income that today, although we're the rank of Pro 7, we actually have closer to Pro 10 volume. We're just working on our balance. And so enjoy the journey, because a lot of times that may occur for you. And is it frustrating? Yeah, I'd be honest if I didn't say sometimes it's frustrating, but just know you're going to get paid on all your volume anyways once you reach the elite ranks. And then just enjoy the journey of helping people, because Lifevantage is so amazing, and they've sent us places over these last 13 years that I'm sure never would have gone. And obviously they've sent us to Hawaii twice, which was absolutely fabulous. But I would encourage you, if I could give you a nugget of advice at all, is if you're struggling at all with any element of your belief that somebody might want to hear your message, I would say empower and embolden and get your own bravery up, because no matter who someone is or what their socioeconomic situation is, good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, everybody needs what we have to offer. And when you can have bulletproof belief yourself, then your confidence is going to be projected just in the way that you talk. So somebody today can say to me, well, Lifevantage, blah, 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 blah. And they may have a negative something to say, but I have something to combat that negative opinion, because I've lived what this industry has to offer for the last 13 years. So it took us 2 years to go elite, and then our business has continued to grow. And so I tell you that not that that's the fastest rocket ship at all, but I say that because back then, again, we had Nerf 2 Protandem, and then we got number 4 True Science. So on 2 products, we were able to do that. So I'm sure you guys can put your head down and get there as fast as you want to get there, especially with the amazing support that you have. But get your belief up, because that's really all it is what's between our ears. So here's a neat story. I just got to tell you, then we'll open up for questions. So this year, I told myself that if somebody pops into my head, it doesn't matter how long ago it was that I knew them or had them in my life for whatever reason, but if they pop into my head, I am going to purpose to reach out to them. So last night, I mean, I'm sure I dreamed, but I don't normally remember my dreams. And last night I had this dream of our leader and his family, our leader in that first company. I don't know why. I haven't thought about him in years and years. I have no idea. But today I still need to, I'm going to try to find them on Facebook somewhere and send a message and just reach out and say hello. And you just never know, right? So I don't know why I tell you that, but other than if someone is coming to your mind and is on your heart, reach out to them. I believe there's no accident. There's no accident that you're here. There's no accident that you're thinking of someone. And even if nothing comes of it ever, or not right now with Lifevantage, but you don't know. And if we don't reach out and take the first step, how many people are we missing out on helping that really could use what we have to offer? So I'm excited to be here and hopefully attempt to answer any questions that you might have. Because this is a game changer, you guys. For Dave and I, we just dared to dream that it would work for us. And quite honestly, if it hadn't worked for us, we really didn't know what we were going to do. So I was like, wait a minute, this has to work for us. But sometimes when you're backed against the wall like that, it can be good. So even if you're not backed against the wall, kind of put yourself in that mental mindset that this is going to work for you. There are people that are ready and waiting to come onto your team and that want to have what we have to offer, because it truly is so special and so unique. And so I don't know if you've got questions or if you want any more details on the story, but that's been our journey. You know, we've climbed in our organization, but again, we've been so close, but wouldn't buy rank advancing. And, our volume and our outside legs predominantly, I don't know why, has seemed to be the the situation that has wavered for us, but that's okay, because it's just setting it up to be rock solid when we get there, and we will.
Well, thank you. And, I know that you spoke at the Elite Academy and also the 10-year anniversary convention. And I can tell that, I saw a picture with you and your family, and when you were speaking at one of those events, and I know that you hold your family close to your heart, and I know that you have a big heart, and I love that you didn't give up on this industry. And I didn't know that it took you only 2 years to hit those elite ranks, which is amazing. That blows my mind. And anybody have any questions for Joanne?
I do.
Okay.
Hi, thank you so much for being here. You, I didn't know much about you or your story or anything, and you just completely, I felt like you were talking to me the whole time. But my question for you would be, like, what does having so many customers, distributors, leaders on your team, like people who are in different phases, as Blue would say, right? Like, you have all these different people on your team. Like, what does your day look like? Like, what does your DMOs look like? How much time do you spend with your leaders? How much time do you spend with your customers? How far down in your line do you go? Like, I mean, I know how Marcel teaches it, but what does your day look like now that you're like a full-time network marketer and you've got this huge team with lots of leaders and things? Oh, and how do you track, like, physically, like, what does your database look like, or your whatever tracking system?
So that's a great question. And so for us, every day is sort of different. And so just to set context of some other leadership in Lifevantage that you may be familiar with that are on our team. So we've got this one gigantic leg. And so we've got Greg and Patty Palka. I don't, if you know them, we personally enroll them. And then, so then also on that team is Jason Kokinzie and Stacy and James and Tracy Hayden. And then off of that leg also are the Waterhouses. So we've got this big leg with a lot of layered leadership, which really is what you're looking to do, because that will help you separate yourself from the generation of your income, which is really what we sought out to do, is to create something that would sustain itself even if we weren't present. And I'll just interject this, that over the last 13 years since we've been in Lifevantage, there have been 2 situations where we had life crisis, and we had to focus on that and not so much on our business. But the beautiful thing is, when you build your business properly, it will self-sustain. So the MVP promotion program that is been recently introduced is exactly how we have always built. That we have, now we just did it by shooting for 5 or more, and then layering down from there, only because we wanted spare tires in case life happened on some of our main 3. We wanted to have other additional legs that could pick up slack if somebody had to step away for whatever reason. But considering the MVP program, I encourage you, if you're just starting out, go get at least your 3, and then help get their 3, and then obviously help get their 3, because that's going to build the security in your business. It's going to build more money in your business, and your individuals that you have enrolled are less likely to quit because you're putting money in their pocket as well. And so our day, like, we've got team calls on Monday night. Every single Monday, we have a rotation of leaders that do an opportunity meeting, and then we have a quick team training every Monday. And then the first Monday of the month, we do rank advancement, MVP recognition, and that kind of thing. And then throughout the day, I am kind of old school. So I have main people that are actually engaged in building, that every day I pop in and I write down that volume for, a handful of legs. because I want to be able to look back and track the history. And it just keeps me on target of, okay, where are we tracking volume wise, balance wise, et cetera, to know where to focus and that kind of thing. And then on any given day, I'll be doing Zoom calls with people wherever they are throughout the country. Or like this morning, I had a gal here and we were just, she's finally ready to really rock and roll this thing. She's been engaged for a little bit, but I'm really beginning to take ownership. So we were doing some next level coaching and training on getting her familiar with Zoom and just sharing the screen on Zoom and that kind of thing. And as elementary as that may seem, I always consider things beneficial if I'm building that relationship. And so in that, we're talking about people that she's talking to. She made a couple phone calls to get some appointments for the two of us to go do meetings. And then we were doing Zoom training. And so, and relationship building, because you guys, at the end of the day, this is a relationship business. And if people feel like they're being burdensome on you or that you don't have time for them, then they're going to be less excited, I've found, about feeling comfortable calling you or reaching out. And everyone's need level, I guess, can be very different. But so really my day is spent on the phone, and then like tomorrow will be a big day because it's the 25th. So on the 25th of the month is when, and I've been tracking main legs all month long, but after that 25th subscription rolls, then I'm really doing the deep dive. And I've taught our leaders how to also do the deep dive and go to the bottom of those organizations to see where, make sure people's subscriptions have rolled or not, make sure phone calls are being made, and see who we can get back to their rank or to rank advance in the last week of the month. And so all month long is busy, but the last week of the month really is a push. And then depending on the month and whether we're here or not here, whatever, sometimes if you've got proximity to your teammates, you may have a push party and just make it fun and just have people gather, have a potluck, and just get those last minute orders in, the last minute rank advancements in, build that culture, build that celebration, build that community. And so that's really what our days look like. But you know, we're really in the enrolling mode ourselves. So it's contacting people, which isn't really my most favorite thing. I love meeting people, and I love talking Lifevantage, but to just cold contact people isn't my favorite thing to do, if being totally honest. But I just love it once people are in a conversation with me. I could, as you can see, talk till the cows come home. But it's just all part of it. So I make my list. I try to have my list the night before of everybody I need to be following up with. And in my routine, I like to get up and exercise, because if I don't get it in, then it never seems to happen, and get on with my day. And then I like to hit that list of calls right away and just knock it out. Otherwise, the day, all of a sudden, it's like, oh my word, it's 4:30. And, you know, then it's 6:30 on the East Coast if it's someone I have to call back there. And so I would say, make it a big rock and make it a priority, and get it your business organized for you, whatever system works for you. Figure that out. And it's going to be different, especially if you have a job. But if you have a job, I would say at a break or at lunchtime, be knocking out those calls, because you don't have a lot of time. And you can tell people, and I tell people all the time, that, look, I don't have time to chase you. I don't want to badger you. You don't want to be badgered. Please just be straight up. and tell me right away what your interest level is or isn't, and what questions I can answer for you. And so that I can best help you. And so I think people appreciate forthright, not pushy, but forthright, honest conversation, versus beating around the bush.
Thank
That
you.
helpful?
Thank you, Joanne. I feel like, well, when I talked to you earlier, I talked to her husband for a little while, and something that Joanne's really good at is creating some urgency. And she can actually, he told me that she can share the company in 3 minutes because she uses urgency and curiosity to invite people after she's, gotten to know them. So I want to thank you. Looks like we're at the time. I want to thank each and every one of you today for showing up. Sarah, thank you for recording the call. Joanna, thank you for sharing all your gems. And we'll see you next week for our Q&A on Tropical Biohackers.
Thanks for having me on today. I look forward to seeing you around Lifevantage Nation, wherever that is.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much, Joanne. You're so wonderful.
Good to see you. I love all your dancing videos.
Thanks, Joanne.
You're welcome. Yeah, I would pull a muscle if I tried to kick my leg that high.
Same here.
Oh,
We had Jennings on our call a few weeks ago. to
Oh,
train.
they're
Wonderful.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got an amazing team, as do you guys. You guys really have a great community and a great culture and have fun. And when we make this fun, people want to come because there's not enough fun in this world.
Right.
so true.
I agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're a treasure. So they and the Gloria and Jennings are in our rank advance class with a lot of us. So
Awesome.
yes, with Deb Erickson. So yes.
Terrific. Yeah.
Yay. Aloha.
Yay, I love it.
Aloha,
When
thank
everyone
you.
can be cohesive and work together. It just is, it's awesome.
Totally. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks, everybody.